Good morning. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share my junk journal that I'm calling Paris Fashion, only because that's the name of the digital kit that I was inspired to use. More than anything, it's the colors for me. It's this beautiful deep purple navy, and of course the French blue, Paris blue. These are a little brighter, these two blues, but they're pretty classic French ultramarine ink, and this very cool grosgrain ribbon. So I'm going to explain how I made it and what I've used. On the cover, I've used the beautiful velvet bundle from Sheila Gingrich at Bohodaydreams, and it's kind of a mottled dark navy purple sari silk ribbon. I've got some very antique and vintage lace pieces here. This one in a dark tan color that I love. This is an applique, the vintage lace applique. And this is an applique that I pulled apart, cut apart, and pieced together for this cover. I really had nothing in mind for the cover piece, and I struggled actually for a few days over it, what to do. Should I do a separate frame and then attach it to the velvet, or should I just wing it? And this is what kept coming to me, so that's what I went with. I just used one of my long tags with the paper punched edge, and this beautiful little filigree piece is actually on a clip, and it was attached to this card, this beautiful little Paris card. And because this is the blue that I really love, that coordinates well with the digital kit, I decided to just use that piece on the cover. And I did leave some openings, so you can, tuck something secret in here. You can tuck something secret in here. This could be attached down all the way if that's the preference for the journal user. I've got the beautiful coordinating bead dangles here from Sheila. Some beautiful grape colored trim, and it's actually got a bit of the blue in it as well. And the button spine, these are vintage buttons. Those are brand new to me. And I've just stitched the cover to Crafts Text and used a fabric inside. I love the velvet on its own. I think it's just so simple and beautiful and elegant, and less is more for me quite often. So that's why I left it just plain. And it's got a beautiful fabric inside. So let's open it up, check it out. It's got 14 pages in each signature. So double that and then times it by 4, whatever that equals to is what you got. I didn't use a lot of French documents because I don't have any. And I wanted the focus to be more on the colors in this journal, not even the history of fashion. You know, I've done a few that are sort of fashion themed. But what I did do was print out the original artist's information from Wikipedia on parchment paper and just included it in the front vintage lace pocket here. So this is the beautiful fabric I used on the inside. It's a little bit heavier than a cotton, but it's not quite a canvas type material or an upholstery, but it is, I don't know if it's even broadcloth. It's quite thick and heavy, and that's fine. I tried lining it actually with white paper underneath it, and it just looked too stark. So I left it with the natural color of the Craftex, and you can see the velvet through here, which I'm fine with. Got a little bulb pin here that says made with love. This is a tag that I made using the, what do you call it now? Ticking. And on the back, it's muslin. I did what I'm dubbing as reversible tags in this journal so that you can use them. They're pretty from the front, pretty from the back. This one I cut apart a collar, a beautiful vintage collar, because it had that right shade of blue that I love. And it can be used as a little tuck spot. And this little tag, it features a sugared finish, which I sealed with an elegant vintage lady on it. And that can just get tucked back in place here as well. So the digital kit I used, I found by going down the rabbit hole on YouTube a bit. I started out watching Joyce Kers, and then Ruby&Pearl, which is Heather, and then another lady. And I'll leave her information below. And she used this particular kit, and the cover of her journal, she did 2 of them, was just stunning. And I absolutely am in love with this blue. It's just so beautiful. The corners are detailed, so I didn't do anything more to the corners in here. It's got 2 signatures, and we've got a beautiful blue lace pocket in the back with a cameo pin here, and just a little card tucked inside. So here we go. I have some beautiful Anna Griffin papers that I've had for a long time. Used them in my previous journal, and I've still got tons left. So this is what I call party in the front and party in the back. Definitely you can write on there, and you can lift this little lace flap up and write on there. This is vintage lace here, but this one is not. And it's just so soft and floppy. I love it. This is a little flip out. I also got the coordinating background digital kit from the Paris Fashion journal kit. I don't know if it's an add-on or it was just suggested. It to me, it just coordinated beautifully because of the fleur-de-lis design in it. And this just flips out like this. And we've got a nice picture of the Eiffel Tower. I did some stenciling, and that's where I used the French Ultramarine archival ink. I think I also used sky blue. I did both of them. I love it because it's kind of a blue-gray. Vintage music paper. And I didn't even have to tea dye that. It was the perfect color. I got a stack of it at the last antique show I went to. Love it. I've used some blue lace, and this little piece here is vintage lace. So you can tuck something inside, you know, glue it down, and you've got a pocket. So these are the 1800s that the artist used the Paris fashion and scenery. Just absolutely beautiful. It does look a little bit like, I think they're called etchings, but it does look a lot like watercolor design. Here's another tag using my lovely papers, just with a vintage blue button on the top. And this also is a flip out. And a craft colored glassine bag. This is from Artie May's Foxglove kit, as is the purple on the front cover. I use those in a lot of my projects. I absolutely love it. I did quite a few, at least 12 fabric backed tags. And I backed some of them onto, this is canvas paper, which is by Recollections. I love it. I would like to buy it by the bundle. It's pretty hard to come by. And then just some fabric attached to the front. So you can embroider, you can do whatever you want on the back. And just a coordinating cardstock tag here, stamped in the corner. Not too much stamping in this journal. Some lined journal paper, lots of space for journaling. I wrote the name of the artist, the original artist who did the illustrations, Henry Botte. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's what I got from it. And here I've got another lace cover tag, front and back. That's just cardstock paper. And these are not vintage. but these ones are on the pocket. You can tell the difference in the color. First of all, these are ecru and these are white. I still think they coordinated nicely together. I've used some French dictionary page. This one has the word fashion in it, and that's about it for French documents original that I have. Some stenciling on my granite paper. This one features a beautiful piece by Sheila, and this is quite heavy and bulky, so you can remove it for writing. You can remove all of them for writing and easily journal on that front and back. I just thought the colors in this piece went so beautifully with her outfit. I love it. There's another corner made from the background papers, some dark brown lace, and just a postcard. And here we've got the French blue. I just cut some silk strips and punched the side in the ribbon punch and just laced it through there. Did some stenciling, some stamping. This is some old card paper that I've had for a long time. I used to make cards for probably 20 years, and I've got a lot of papers that I've earmarked as specialty papers that I'm just using up because I'm not making cards anymore. There's a beautiful piece, embellished piece from Sheila Gingrich. Here's some vellum, Tim Holtz. And another beautiful image from the kit. Here's another lace pocket, and this has a few embellished pieces, embellished textiles. Absolutely gorgeous, and je t'aime. Stitched on the back, just an index card. You can use that for journaling, tucking other pieces inside. This fabric I love. It's just gorgeous. It's very simple, but it was pretty hard to sew with or work with. It frays quite easily, but it's that beautiful, beautiful French blue and gold with the muslin back. Did some paper edging here and some washi tape with script text on it. This is vintage lace, blue parchment paper, just some lace scrapbook paper, and some beautiful trim, lace trim stenciling. This is the middle of the first signature, and I just used some beautiful beads that I thought coordinated beautifully with the kit that I used and the colors that I was trying to feature. This envelope is very simple, unembellished. Inside I've just got some writing paper that I trimmed with the glow grain ribbon parchment paper. Fleur-de-lis stamp. You can add to this. Of course, ephemera can be removed, reused. It's just so amazing what you can do with it. You don't like it on this page, you put it on the next page. This is a vintage postcard that I absolutely love. Absolutely gorgeous. I think it's actually copyrighted in 1910, just down there in the corner. And it's got this painting on her bonnet that's just beautiful. This was the right colors for this book. And of course, a beautiful piece of vintage lace. And we've got a big tag here with some lovely paper, kind of a periwinkle blue. And these are not vintage laces, but they can be lifted up and written on, and beautiful from the back as well. This piece of textile here is from a napkin, I believe, and I love it. I used it in my Beatrix Potter journals just because it's the right shade of blue. I backed it onto the canvas paper, so you could definitely, you know, attach other things to the back. It just was stunning on its own and fit in there so nicely. I didn't want to embellish it with any ribbon or pins or anything. And we've got a little flower that I made out of the canvas paper, some crepe paper that I had sprayed, a vintage button, and a periwinkle colored doily. And some more of the French blue paper. This trim is stunning. It's periwinkle. It's absolutely gorgeous. So sheer. I love it. And this page is more green. focusing on green. I've got a beautiful silk fabric tag here. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. This one I backed onto cardstock and definitely can be journaled on. And just some small tags here that can be written on. This green lace is vintage lace. It's so pretty and it just coordinated beautifully. I was glad I got to use it. And what I tried to do to keep away from the bulk in the center of the journal was have the ties going out the sides, which seemed to help a bit. Here's another beautiful piece of silk that I made into a tag with some of this beautiful trim from Sheila as a tab in a vintage pocket, vintage lace pocket. Absolutely gorgeous. Both of these are vintage lace and a pretty little blingy dangle there. And this page I focused more on the bronze and burgundy, which plumb together, which I love that color combination. Just some gorgeous textured paper here. Can't really be written on, but it just helps to tell the story of beautiful colors. And this fabric backed silk tag with the fiber toppers. Love it. And here we've got some of the coordinating velvet from this bundle that I used with another index card, journaling card, and some beautiful fabric, embellished fabrics and silk on there, navy and gold. Just simple stamping, but it helps to create the effect. The sheet music that I had actually is two girls' names. This is Margarita, and there's another one in the next signature. And I just thought it was so perfect. It just coordinated so nicely with these images. And here's another long tag, a bookmark tag. And that is decoupaged just onto cardstock. Center of the book. This is the other Foxglove by Artie Mae's paper that I used. And some velvet trim and some beautiful, beautiful ribbon, lace ribbon. This is some of Sheila's trim here. And this gorgeous, gorgeous antique postcard. Somebody has embroidered, hand embroidered this piece in here, laced it, and then they backed it with the actual postcard that they wanted to use. Very clever, and it's dated 1918, so that's over 100 years old. It's been so well looked after. It's gorgeous. And another flip out page here. And we've got another pocket, just some simple tags in here, long tags, another flower cluster that I made, and this gorgeous fabric. I love it. This one I actually wrapped. I wrapped it around all sides like I do the velvet journal covers. So it's not going to fray as much, but the ticket is to get them really flat and smooth. So I did it for one, but not the other. And this vintage French dictionary page has the word couture in it. That's why I chose that one. Some more stenciling on my granite paper. This was my favorite color combination because it's pink. And it was the first one I did like this, and I just thought, hey, I'm going to do a bunch of these. This was from a vintage lace curtain that I bought recently, and I just cut into it and made a cardstock backed fabric tag. Love the colors. Absolutely love it. Pink and gray. Here's another silk piece of fabric that I've put some deep burgundy plum silk ribbon on and a little locket that opens and closes, and tucked it into this vintage lace. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this lace. It's so sheer and so detailed. Absolutely beautiful. And here's some lovely light lavender, periwinkle colored specialty paper that I have in my stash with the metallic flakes in it, in the gold and the silver. It just coordinated so beautifully with this image. And another embellished lace silk piece that I've stitched onto there and backed it onto a journaling card, and just another simple tag. Some of my wrapping paper. This little piece is tatting, which I did not do. I believe I got these calling cards in Australia when I lived there 30-some years ago. Some vellum, some of the French blue paper, stamping, stenciling, some beautiful trim from Sheila, and another one of this napkin that I've sewn onto muslin. And some lace. This almost feels like, it's not really stretchy, but it almost feels like it could be some lingerie lace. And this is meant to go in here. It's actually beautiful. A little bookmark that is done by an artist in Germany using pressed flowers. Love it. Beautiful. Just coordinated so well with this page. And the center of this signature features one of my grandmother's linens. It's a little tiny little coaster, or I don't know what it is, but it's a unique shape. I love it, and I just thought it went really well in the center of that signature. This little charm is a fabric charm with a little filigree post. Love it. I just thought these were so dainty. And another envelope here with the same paper inside of it. A little dangle on the side. Here's some more of the background paper that I just stamped the fleur-de-lis on. These are great for making pockets and corners and just extra pieces. And this was one of my favorite pieces from a bundle from Sheila. Look at that detail. Perfect colors for this journal, the purple and the blue and gold. Backed onto the canvas paper. So it's more about fabric and colors, I think, than it is about actual history of fashion in this particular journal, which is fine with me. Another flip up tag. Can be journaled on front and back. Some stenciling. The other side of this beautiful embossed paper. And here I did some ruffle out of the silk ribbon and another index card. That can be journaled on the back. Some more green. Love these green pages. Just some simple stamping on the back. And this particular page on the other side, I cut an envelope so it could be removable and make this piece sturdier. This piece is stunning. I absolutely love it. This embellished piece. So you can flip it off to the side, right on here. I mean, even the backing, look at this beautiful teal and gold silk. How gorgeous is that? So, like I said, all of these embellished pieces I've put in the book so that they can be removed for journaling. Just makes it easier. And stay in place while they're in the book. Some more vintage French dictionary page. Here's another tag with old and new lace on it. The vintage lace is the ecru color, of course. And this music sheet song is called Mariana. So we've got Margarita and Mariana. Cute as that. Some more tags out of this beautiful paper. Stamped on the back with the Eiffel Tower. Another small tag with some scrolls stamping. My signature here, and a flip out. It's stamped with a Paris stamp. And just a little note card. It's got the word Paris on it, so that's why I used this particular one. I really like the colors. And another decoupage tag. Just a long tag. Sometimes when you put something with a textured edge, it helps the other pieces of ephemera not to slip around and fall out so easily. And a pretty cameo dangle right there. And that's it. That's my Paris fashion journal. I hope you've enjoyed it and are inspired to do something like this yourself. I love doing it because I absolutely love this color. This color is just so stunning. It looks so rich. And I am very pleased with the outcome. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.